Good morning, Beartooth Bears. Happy Monday to you. Hey, I know you've probably missed these videos, right? I'm coming back to do another set of videos just to go over our Beartooth manners again, and then also to touch on our Beartooth foundations. So the foundations, if you remember from the beginning of the year, a foundation is something that's like the bottom level, and it supports everything else. So these foundations are meant to support you, as well as us as adults, for the rest of our lives. This is something that we think is the most important, especially as a student. And so we want to talk about these things. So if you remember, it spells bears going down the side. It's considered to be like an acrostic. I don't want to say poem. That's usually what we do is an acrostic poem. But we've used the letters of B-E-A-R-S, and each of those stands for something. So the first letter B is just to be the following things. And then the E stands for engaged. Now, when you're engaged in class, you're doing all the things that you've already been doing this year. You're tracking the speaker, you're sitting up, you're leaning in, you're asking questions, you're answering questions, you're nodding to show that you understand. You're tracking the speaker. I think I already said that one. And you're also making sure that you are focused and paying attention. You're doing the work that you're expected to be doing, and you're trying hard in doing that work. So those are things that we expect engaged learners to be doing at school. Don't forget that also means you've got all the right materials you're supposed to have. So if you were told to go get a certain book, or if you were expected to have done something the night before and bring that in with you, that those things are done. It might even be getting your supplies, making sure you have a marker or a pencil or a whiteboard or a certain book. All those things are ready and they're in front of you. That's what engaged learners do. You're prepared, right? The next one after being engaged is being aware. This one is really important. And this is one that I think we need to continue to work on even a little bit more focus going into this last half of the year. When you're aware, it means that you are understanding of things going on around you, right? You understand kind of what is happening and you know what to do. Being aware also means that you know how you feel and you know how your actions impact other people or how it makes other people feel. So if I'm sitting in class and I'm being an engaged learner, that's going to help all my friends and all my classmates be able to do a better job of engaging and listening and being productive and doing all those things as well. If I'm goofing around and I'm not engaged in what I'm supposed to be engaged in, then I'm distracting other kids and I'm not really being aware of how my actions are actually bothering or could be bothering them. Another piece of being aware is thinking about your own boundaries and the boundaries of other people, being mindful of those things and making sure you're respecting those things. And then it helps your whole classroom just kind of be more peaceful. And these things also translate then also, obviously you can take these further outside of the classroom too. You can take these same things in the hallway, into the lunchroom, into your own home, right? You can sense when people are in a bad mood or when people are sad. So you need to be aware of how you can maybe support them and help other kids. The next one is to be resilient. So we've done the B-E-A, and the next one is R, it finishes the word bear, is to be resilient. Resilient's a big word. And resilient really is about maintaining a positive outlook. So you're staying, you're not letting the negative thoughts creep into your mind, because negative thoughts tell you can't do things. Negative thoughts tell you that they're too hard. And being resilient means you kind of push those aside and you go, wait a minute, I can still do things that are hard. And you take those challenges and you keep pushing through them. And the more you do that, the easier that gets, because you're training your brain to be positive and to understand that you can do things that are hard. You can work through them, but resilience takes hard work. It's not easy. Another word we use oftentimes is persevere. And persevere means that you get through hard things. You don't quit. So it also is being able to recover from things that are setbacks. So if you don't do well at something, can you bounce back and still be working hard and doing those things and keep trying? That's what resilient really means. And the final one that we're going to talk about is, and the other last piece of being resilient too is making sure that when you do have those setbacks and those things those challenges that get to you, sometimes that puts us in like the yellow zone because we get a little bit silly, or sometimes we can get even in the blue zone and get sad that we weren't able to do something, or sometimes we get in the red zone and get angry about it. can you bounce back and get yourself back in the green zone so you're back ready to learn and ready to go forward? And remember, if you get into that red zone, how is that impacting other kids? That's the awareness piece too, right? You got to be able to control your body. And the last part is being safe. And this is really where that controlling your body comes in. And then also making sure that you are being mindful and taking care of yourself, taking care of others, taking care of your space, using kind words, polite tone of voice. All those things we talk about that are respectful things also help people feel safe in that space. You control your own body. I already talked about that one. And that includes keeping your hands, feet, and objects to yourself, right? You're not supposed to be touching other kids and doing things. We've talked about this even in the lunchroom, not messing around with their food or the things that they bring, right? And all that helps just create an environment or a space where we all feel good to be there. And you guys, that's what every one of us, your teachers, myself, that's what we want. We want you to feel like you want to be there. You can be there. It's a safe space for you. And we want you to enjoy it every single day. There's going to be hard things, for sure. This is school. We're supposed to challenge you and push you and help you get smarter here and stronger inside in your heart where it matters. So these things are really, really important. Also, another piece of being safe is making sure you're responding appropriately to things that maybe are difficult. So that way you're being helpful, not hurtful, of other people's hearts and their minds, right? So safety is a big one. It involves a lot of other things too, with how we maneuver around the building and that we're walking so we don't run around a corner and knock somebody down. Safe outside, especially now that there's snow and ice out there. We don't pick any snow up and throw it. All those things fit into that. But we're talking mostly just the things right now that happen in your classroom for these foundations. But trust me, they happen everywhere else. That's why we have some of those other things where we say keep the snow on the ground, because as soon as you pick it up and throw it, if it hits somebody, it can hurt. It frustrates them. It gets down their jackets and things like that. They don't feel good about that. They don't feel safe anymore. So we want to make sure we're taking care of people and taking care of each other. All right? Have a great day. We'll hope to see you later on. Take care.